This is Letter to Sons. I'm Doug Keating. Today, I'm going to talk about BB2ME number 44. Keep your cool when dealt a bad card. Let me start by describing one of the mental models I use when thinking about life. To me, life is a lot like playing cards. In order to be successful, you need to have a winning hand. The good news for all of us is that you're not stuck with the same cards for your entire life. Cards come and go. What I'm going to talk about in this billboard is what to do when dealt a bad card. Let's talk about the not so good news regarding life being like cards. The reality all of us face is that in life, you are the player, not the card dealer. You can't pick your own cards. You can choose which ones to keep and which ones to get rid of. However, you're the player, not the dealer. Here is more good news for many people. Sometimes you receive good cards in life. I know that for me, I was dealt 3 cards that have helped me win in life in many situations. Number 1, my parents. They are both good people. They were married more than 50 years and invested heavily in making sure my brother and I could be as successful as possible. Number 2, I was born in America. I cannot think of a better country to set you up for success than the USA. And number 3, I'm not stupid. Now, some of you will probably debate that. However, I tend to test pretty well, which helped me get into a good school and set me up statistically for success in the long run. As John Wayne likes to say, life is hard. It's really hard when you're stupid. Other days, you get bad cards. This is particularly challenging because you're not the dealer, so you do not know when you will receive the bad cards. Whether it's death, divorce, disease, or some other challenge in life, expect to receive bad cards at some point. The harsh reality that we all face is that it is extremely rare you get a perfect hand, like the royal flush pictured here. I cannot think of anyone I know that's winning in all areas of their life. We all have challenges and have to deal with bad cards. If anyone ever tells you that they're killing it in all facets of life and don't have any bad cards, they're lying. I don't think that's possible at all. Take a look at the richest guy on the planet right now, Elon Musk. Does he have good cards? Yes. However, he has to deal with life just like the rest of us. I read recently one of his children hates him so much that they don't even want to share the same last name. That's gotta hurt. Here is billboard number 44. Prepare yourself to handle the worst option. It may happen and you need to maintain a cool head as the card is dealt. This was inspired by annual salary discussions with my boss several years ago, when I learned during that discussion I was not getting any raise that year, even though I had performed well. Why I wrote this billboard. It is easy to act like a child, yelling and screaming and pounding the table when you're dealt a bad card in life. In this situation, I didn't expect to receive good news during salary discussions. My business unit had performed well. However, the company I was at was struggling and the market conditions were tough. I didn't think anybody would get a big pay raise. I was working with an executive coach at the time. She asked me what I thought the worst case scenario was. I said no raise at all. She recommended I prepare to hear that news. She was right. When my boss said, "You're not getting a raise this year," I didn't raise my voice. I didn't pound the table. I simply said, "That's disappointing news, especially since my business unit achieved all the goals and outcomes that we were asked to deliver." He wasn't so sure how to respond to that, other than, "That may be true, you're still not getting a raise." How I incorporated this billboard into my life. That event happened several years ago. Since then, I feel like I've gotten better at keeping my cool when I'm dealt a bad card. and there have been plenty since then. What about you? How do you handle yourself when dealt a bad card in life? Do you turn into a child, yelling and screaming, pounding the table, getting all worked up, letting everybody know that you've been wronged and they're going to hear about it? If that's you, I think you have work to do. Calibrate yourself, manage your emotions. I think you'll see better outcomes on the other side of bad cards. We all have to deal with bad cards. I'm in the point in my life where I avoid getting worked up as much as possible. I'd much rather keep my cool, get rid of the card, and move on to the next hand.